Okay, so I'm in the workshop with this box of records here, this Cobra Carrier that you can probably just about see on camera here. Now this is a box of records I got along with another box of records and a couple of junk gramophones very recently at a car boot sale. Now it's really warm in the workshop today. It's about 30 degrees Celsius, which is too warm for me really. But let's plow on. Let's see what we've actually got. Other box was very good. Hopefully this box will be equally good. So anyway, what have we got here? Well, that looks encouraging. And actually, if I just have a look on the other side, oh, that looks even better actually. You can see there, that's a single-sided record. That's got a nice gramophone with the recording angel on the back. Let's just spin that around, get that into camera shot with a bit of luck. That's rather good. And on this side here, we can see this is Aida Verdi. This is sung by Caruso and Madame Gadsky. Caruso I certainly heard of, the lady I haven't. But anyway, that's a gramophone monarch record. So that is going to be, let's get this better in camera shot. It's going to be about 1910, I'd say, something like that. It's got Nip of the Dog, but it doesn't say his master's voice. It says manufactured by the Gramophone Company Limited and sister companies, and it says Gramophone Monarch Records. So somewhere around 1910, 1909, 1910, that's my understanding. Lovely condition. What a great find. Okay, let's put that to one side. What else have we got? This is also, I can feel this has got a thick rim on it, which is always a good sign. Now this, oh, look at that. Now again, is it single-sided? Yes, it's single-sided. This is another gramophone with the recording angel on. Is that coming out on camera? Hopefully. It'll probably come out on one of these other cameras. I've got the full set of cameras running today, but just a little bit differently. I couldn't be bothered to wear the chest harness for the chest camera, so I've mounted the normal chest camera up somewhere else. Anyway, let's see what's on this one. This is a gramophone Melba record. Gramophone Melba record. October 1904. This is the Gramophone Company Limited and sister companies. It's got the recording angel. It's Ave Maria with violin obbligato by Melba and Kubelik. Now that is a pretty early record. I mean, recorded presumably in October 1904. What a lovely find. It's amazing what you can find at car boot sales sometimes. This box of records, if I remember correctly, cost me £4, and it's been sitting along with a load of other boxes of records of various descriptions. Some are more hopeful than others, but all I suspect have got some good stuff in. But this just looked like it has some really good stuff in, really early stuff. So I was very lucky to pick this up. Now again, I can feel a thick rim there. It feels smooth on the back. So I haven't looked at these. If you're wondering how I know that they're single-sided, well, it's because I can kind of feel they are. Anyway, let's pull this one out as well. Maybe we'll show on this camera here. I can't read that. You might be able to read that. I'm going to have to move it to another camera. But let's move it to another camera over here. Stick it in front of the lens. This is Il Troviato, Caruso and Francis Older, I think that is. Again, that's a Gramophone Monarch record. And if I carefully turn that around, that's a gramophone with the recording angel. So another fantastic early find there. Again, beautiful condition. I mean, they've been played, I'm sure, but they've been looked after. What else we got? Well, there's another couple of big ones here. And big records, these 12-inch records are often, unfortunately, fairly boring. There was a lot of sort of 1920s, 1930s HMVs, which just just not that interesting, unfortunately. Or at least not that interesting for the majority of people, although some people I do know do collect them. Anyway, this again feels single-sided. It's got Nip of the Dog on it. It is a gramophone monarch record. Is it coming out on that camera there? This is Mon Coeur sur Altavio, sung by Madame Kirkby Lunn. I'm sure I've trashed the title there. It's in French. It's contralto with orchestra. Gramophone monarch record. I can't see a date. But all these I should be able to look a lot of these up. And if we bring it over here and then just swing it around, and let's see what's on the back. And again, it's another gramophone writing with the trademark recording angel. Now, so far so good. What else have we got? Well, there's another big one here. Let's see. Does that feel single-sided? Actually, I don't think that does. Now, this is much more the sort of record that let's get on camera shot. You might expect to find. This is Enrico Caruso Vesta la Chuba or Chupa. I may have this one. Let's bring it over here. Let's have a little look. This is a double-sided record, so let's get it on that camera there. Bit of luck, you can see that okay. And then we'll flip it over, and on the other side is, I can't read that actually. No just hang on a second there. No Pagligiscio non son. In Italian with tenor Enrico Caruso. Again, my pronunciation of Italian or foreign languages in general is not brilliant, but there we go. It's quite a nice record. It's nothing like as nice as the other ones. It's not as old. DB111 actually. Speed, that's interesting actually. It says speed 81, so it must be relatively early. If it's actually showing the speed like that. I don't know that I've actually seen a H&V record which actually has the speed like that. I know they often weren't at exactly 78 RPM, and even when they said 80 they often weren't at exactly 80, but to say speed 81, I mean that's a real purist thing, that. So they made a note of the speed it was recorded at, and they've actually printed it on the label so that you can play it back at exactly the right speed. Okay, let's move on. So there's some various bits of card which I'm not going to remove. Oh, there's a record tucked in there. What's this one? Now this is a test print. Now there were some test prints in the other one. Edison Bell, London, 11th of December 1931. I can't quite read that. I'm just going to bring it over here. American Sweet Commodore Orchestra, I think that says. What do you think? What do you think that says? So this is considerably later. I mean, this is a good 20 years later than most of the other ones. I don't know about the last H&V, the red label, His Master's Voice 12-inch. That could be a little bit later. That could be 1920s. This is definitely 1930s, or is if we trust the label. And on the other side we have what's it, Granny's Photo Album by the same people by the sounds of it. So in theory I should be able to look these up and see what Edison Bell records they actually turned into, assuming that they did actually turn into Edison Bell records, that they were actually published. What do we got here? We've got a something in a sleeve. Now, I don't know if you believe me, but I genuinely have not looked through these. I mean, I've had a quick peep in the box, but I've not looked. So this is a test print, Edison Bell Limited. This record must not be sold. It does have a catalogue number. It's Carmen by Scots Guards, I think that is. So that's quite nice. And we've got the Yeoman of the Guard by the Scots Guards on the other side. And again, this probably can be looked up. Okay. So I'm just quickly looking around, making sure all the cameras are still recording. But I think they are. Okay, let's carry on. Here is another test print coming out on camera there. Let's move it over here. I can read it more easily over here. I think this might say remake or something up here. But this is the Yeoman of the Guard by the Scots Guard. Now it'll be very interesting to see whether that's actually the same pressing as the other one, because it's possible that it's not. And this is the Yeoman of the Guard again. These are probably different versions. They probably played it multiple times, and the best one got put onto a record. I mean, I don't know. I am speculating based on what I've seen in the last few seconds. I didn't know that record was there. I didn't know there were, looks like 3 copies of Yeoman of the Guards there. But we shall see. We shall see what we got here. That's another test print. This is again the Yeoman of the Guards by the Scots Guards. 1296A. Is that, did the other one say 12962? That's 12963. I mean, it's possible these are just multiple copies of the same record, or the same pressing. But they might be different. They might be different. So anyway, I'm not going to look at them in detail. I'm not going to pull them out the sleeves, but they do feel okay. So we'll assume they're okay until otherwise proved wrong. I can see this is another test print here. I mean, how many test prints? I think up until this point I've found 1 Edison Bell test print, or 1 Winner test print, and 1 by some other company, much later one. But here we go. This is recorded 28th of August 1930. Carmen, this one is. Flip it over. The Yeoman of the Guards by the Scots Guards, and some writing here, which with some symbols which make me think that this is probably what's been written in the dead wax. So there's some sort of note on here. It's not much of a note, but it might relate. It might relate to what's actually pressed into the non-playable area, or the dead wax of the record that's in the sleeve. I mean, we shall have to find out at some point. Next one. Right, well, it's not it's not a test print. It's a Brunswick, and it must be, I suppose, a relatively late one, manufactured in England, Brunswick Limited. It's got a picture on it. Carmen Miranda singing, in this case, A Weekend in Havana, from her film Weekend in Havana. So that should be relatively easy to date. I mean, just looks like an ordinary, fairly late 78 that, but presumably somebody kept it because it had a nice label on it. What are we going to do with that one? I haven't got a huge amount of room here. Let's put it down there. Maybe we'll shuffle some records up, try to make just about enough room for another stack. Need to be careful with these. I have no idea what I'm going to do with these records. They're probably going to go back in this box, but at least I know. At least I will know, and so will you, what is in this box. Oh, well, look what we've got here. Yet again, it's a test print. Carmen, I think that is. Well, I'm reading this as Carmen. I mean, it might not be, of course. This is again by the Scots Guards, recorded 28th of August 1930. Some more of that writing there. Let's flip it over. What do we got on this side? The Yeoman of the Guards again. Well, there we go, and that has an E there. So again, maybe these are just different pressings. I mean, I just don't know really. Let's put, is that safe there? That'll be okay there. And next one out the box. Well, it's another Edison Bell test print. I mean, just how many of these are there? Again, Scots Guards, Faust, I think that might be there. Let's have a look over here. Pilgrim's Chorus is what's on the other side, so that is a different one. I think the same date though, 28th of, well, this is 27th of August 1930. So clearly the Scots Guards had quite a big recording session with Edison Bell in 1930. This one here, just moving swiftly on, is another one. It's yep, it's very similar to the previous one. Let's bring that over here. And we'll flip that over, and it's Yeoman of the Guards by the Scots Guards. Yes, much as it's nice to get test print records, it would be nice possibly if there was a bit more variety. Okay, we have another Edison Bell test print, and this is Pilgrim's Chorus on this side. And on this side is going to be, well, I'm reading it as Faust, but it might not be. It might be F-A-U-S. It could be, I mean, it could be Faust. Could be, I suppose. What do you think it is? Let me know in the comments. In fact, let me know in the comments about any of this stuff. And also, if you're liking this video, then please do give it a like in YouTube too. That's really helpful, and I'd be really grateful. Thank you. Right, let's move on. Let's pick this one out. This is another test record. Morning, Noon and Night by the Scots Guards. Let's move that over here. Morning, Noon and Night again on this side. I'm assuming it's just a single track that they've recorded a couple of times. It doesn't say much. I don't know. P2 there. I don't know. Was that P3 or P? I don't know. No, I think that's the same lettering on both. No, don't know. Have to see. Oh, right. Well, here's a little oddity here. I say little oddity. I have loads of these little Victory records. These were little cheapy records. These are 7-inch. This is the Waltz from Faust. And All by Yourself in the Moonlight. I mean, these are fun. I do have about 30 of these, something ridiculous like that, which I've picked up. I got a load in one shop in one go at one point. Yeah, quite fun. I do like to find those. This one here is another test print. This is Morning, Noon and Night. And on the other side is 28th of August 1930. It'd be interesting to see whether they're all on the same date, or whether they played the same track on the same day, or whether they actually split the track over multiple days. I don't know. This is Faust, I'm going to go with, on this side. So yeah. Right, what else have we got? We have, would you believe it, another Edison Bell test print. This is Morning, Moon and Night. So Morning, Noon and Night. That's how I'm reading it. Again, Scots Guards. In fact, these have all been Scots Guards, I think. And on this side, we also have Morning, Noon and Night, Scots Guards. And it's interesting, we've got blue pencil. I haven't referred to the blue pencil or the pen marks. They may indicate, I mean, what does that say? W-O something something. I mean, that might be an indication that that's the one to use. That might be the indication of that's not the one to use. I really don't know. Again, if you've got any idea of this sort of stuff, please let me know. I've never found a collection like this before. I really have never. Here we have another Edison Bell Limited test print. This is morning, noon and night again. And this is 27th of August 1930, whereas the other one, that's 28th of August. So it does imply that they're different takes, that they're not the same. They're not the same playing off the record. So presumably they played it multiple times. I mean, I know I've said this before, but they couldn't really edit this stuff, so they sort of just had to keep making takes until they were happy they got a good one. So there we go. There's another one of those. And right, well, oh yeah, we've got this one here. Excuse me, I've got the hiccups. This is Jack Morrison, comedian with Big Goods Broadcasters. That's the B side, and the A side on this broadcast is I Lift Up My Finger and Say Tweet Tweet, which is from Love Lies, Jack Morrison, comedian. Again, Big Goods Broadcasters. That's the A side, so that's a broadcast. So yeah, well, there we go. I think that might be it. Let's I'm going to just flick through this, make sure I haven't left any. Oh no, I have. There's another one here. This is A Room with a View, this year of Grace Ciro's Club Dance Band, conducted by its famous director. And on the other side, just for sake of argument, let's bring it over here. We've got Old Man River. I might have this one actually, but again, it's quite a nice copy by the looks of it. There we go. That's that one. Is there anything else? I mean, there's rather more in there than I was expecting, to be honest. I'd say an awful lot of very similar Edison Bell test prints. In fact, here's another one. Look, just when you thought you were done, or we were done, there's another Edison Bell test print. Carmen, I think, recorded 28th of August 1930. And on this side, I think that's Faust, I think. This record must not be sold. Well, it was sold to me, but I think they'll forgive me. It's a long time after it was produced. Right, that really may be it. Let's just double check, triple check. Lots of bits of cardboard in here. Right, no, I think that really is it. Okay, so there we go. That was the contents of the Cobra Carrier, which has a nice leather strap, but is otherwise appears to be made of cardboard. So no snake skin involved. It's cardboard. It's just patterned cardboard. But there we go. That was the contents. Let me know what you think, and be really interested to hear your comments, and if you've got any information or you found anything similar. And if you've enjoyed this video, then you might like this one too. So thanks for watching, and I shall see you in the next one.